Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining us here at Banknote Trading, where we take a look at the US dollar pairs in the Forex market. Today, we'll start by taking a look at Euro USD on the 4-hour chart. Let's go and start by mapping out the current range. And of course, this overall range, with this being the lower high or the higher low. This being the higher low that made this high. Still within this range, came back in the discount, obviously. Now, internally, structure is bullish, still making higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs. Now we're at a critical point where the higher low has been formed and buyers start to step back in. But what we're looking at is to see if they are able to, when these buyers step back in, making this higher low, if they are able to go ahead and take out this high, which will continue the internal swing structure bullish. So the internal structure bullish. So the swing structure bullish, obviously overall, with this being the high. Internal structure, like I said, it's making higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows. So bullish in both senses. Fractal structure may be starting to break down now. If these lows start to get taken out, there's liquidity under these lows. Then we look for any type of sell-off into the lows of the overall range because, like I said, these buyers have to continue their momentum in taking out the highs of the next, of this internal range. So if the sellers start step back in and start taking out the lows, then I'm looking for any opportunity currently for any type of buying or selling. Just looking for any buys right now, but like I said, it doesn't look like it unless it continues with the momentum and continues to take out the highs. That's when a good buying opportunity would be. But if, like I said, these lows start to be taken out, then I'll be waiting for any opportunity if the sell. If this is sell off back down to the lows, you have to start taking out the lows, even the liquidity sitting on these lows and the lows that form this range in the beginning. So I'm waiting to see if any momentum shift happens to where the direction is determined. GBP USD, similar chart. Let's go map out the current range. This being the higher low. Prices continue to make higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs. It's the high of the current overall swing structure range, so bullish swing structure. Form another higher low, just like with Euro USD. So internal structure still bullish, swing structure bullish. Price is starting to break down. What you expect to see once this higher low is formed is to take out the highs of the overall range and this internal range, which that didn't happen. So the buyers could starting to get weak if the dollar index is starting to turn around. So that's the same with the euro and all these other US dollar pairs. So these buyers are starting to get weak and not take out these highs, and that means it could be a sell-off coming and to take out all the liquidity sitting under these lows. So that's what I'll be looking to see this week to see if momentum will continue to take out the highs, continue the bullish swing and the bullish internal structure. But if not, then you can expect these sellers to go ahead and take over and start taking out the liquidity sitting on these lows. And I won't be looking for any type of sell-off because the overall swing structure is bullish. But for GP in particular, if it does go back down to the discount, I'll be looking for any type of reaction to any type of demand area in order to see prices go to higher prices and take out the overall range. But another reason this is corrective in nature, an ascending channel corrective when these buyers start to, even though they did take out the highs, just looking like they may be getting weak around this area. So it looks like momentum may be picking up to the downside also with this current Monday morning candle. AUD USD. Let's go and map out the current range. With this being the low, this being the high that was formed. Like it made a double high. But high highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs. This would have been a good buying opportunity like last night. Once the market's open, as you can see, this made another higher low compared to the lows that were already forming. And with swing structure bullish, internal structure bullish. But again, just like with the other US dollar pairs, these buyers may be getting weak. If they can't take out the highs of this range, take out the highs of this internal structure, when the sellers start to step back in, looking for any type of momentum shift to see if the sellers step back in, just like with the other US dollar pairs, take out the liquidity sitting under these lows, and I wouldn't be looking for any type of opportunity to sell or anything like that for this pair in particular. but I'll only be looking for type of buying opportunities once it does retrace back. If it does retrace back and grab any type of liquidity, then I'll be looking for buying opportunities in order to target the highs of the overall range. Because like I said, swing structure bullish, fracture structure bullish. Obviously, market structure is still bullish, but we're looking for this week to see if the momentum shifts in the opposite direction, but not looking for any opportunity to take any type of trade. NZD USD, go map out the current range. As prices continue to push higher, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows form, just like the W solid pairs. Looking to see if buyers are strong enough to continue. Buyers here are strong enough to take out the highs of this internal structure and overall swing structure. So swing structure bullish, internal structure bullish. Not a real strong close over the structure that was formed. Clearly, sellers were starting to step back in, but this was a good push. So just waiting to see if there is a decision on the direction, because like I said, there's liquidity sitting on these closures of the US dollar pairs. If sellers do step back in, it'll show that these buyers are weak here, so they could take out this liquidity. I'll be looking for a type of buying opportunity. If it does take a sweep and starts to reverse any type of bullish momentum in any area of demand, doesn't look like there's any clean area, but not looking for any type of sell off, any type of selling opportunity to take out the lows. With this, like I said, the overall swing structure bullish, internal structure bullish, maybe starting to break down fractally, hasn't yet, but looking to see if sellers do step in and step up and start pushing prices back down. But right now, obviously all around still bullish, but not looking for any sort of buying opportunity because these buyers may be weak at this point. GBP AUD, let's go map out the current range. Of course, from this lower high, prices retrace back up. Kind of hit the same point with a double top from this area, and sellers start to step back in, start to break past these lows, the lower lows. Overall swing structure is bearish. Now internal structure bearish because it's making lows, lower highs. But it's in the area of support right now. It has to get past this for me to be interested in taking a selling opportunity. I'm only looking for selling opportunities, of course, obviously. With GBP AUD, of course, any type of retracement, this would have been a possible good opportunity. But like I said last week, I was waiting for this area to be taken out because buyers could step back in here because all these lows were formed. But there's liquidity sitting on these lows, so it could, reverse any position at any time. But overall, just looking for any type of selling opportunity. This looks like it's corrective in nature. A descending channel, small candles. So again, good confirmation. I'm looking for a strong bearish momentum to pick up and to pass these lows before I get involved with any type of selling opportunity, but only looking for any type of sales right now. You know, this does correlate with the dollar pretty well, this cross pair. And it looks like the dollar index could start to reverse back to the into a bullish direction, but I'll wait to see if that decision is going to be made on this pair also. But like I said, I'll wait to see if it does go ahead and pass this this area to see if it retraces back and look for a type of selling opportunity to take out the lows of this overall range. Swing structure bearish, internal structure bearish. GBP NZD, I'll map out the current range, and as you can see, this is the lower high that was formed. Prices retrace back into premium, and sellers reacted now. Just like with GBP AUD, the low started to be taken out. Buyers did react from this area. Let's look like a similar area with GBP AUD, where buyers reacted strongly from this area of support, but they weren't able to start taking out any of the highs of this overall structure. It's just a trend line showing where the liquidity is sitting over these highs. Sellers did step back in once these buyers made an impulse to higher prices. Sellers did start to step back in, but sellers weren't able to take out the low that was formed. So like I said, this is a strong area, just with correlates with GBP AUD, strong area where buyers are still only looking for sales. Overall string structure bearish. Internal structure still is bearish, but it looks like it's consolidating sideways because these lows aren't continuing to be taken out. This is another low that hasn't been taken out. So pretty much just consolidating sideways because these lows aren't being taken out and the highs aren't being taken out. So not looking for any no opportunity presenting itself right now, but only overall looking for any type of selling opportunity if momentum does pick up and start to take out the lows of this area. That's all I have for you today. Thank you for joining us.